Hey guys, welcome back. This video I'm going to be talking about the trunk pan removal. This will probably be the first of a series of a few videos because there's going to be a lot involved. So let me show you what I'm starting with. So this is the trunk panel. I've shown this in the past. I've got a lot of rust holes, mainly in the back where it meets up with the tail panel, and then around this bracket on both sides. So this trunk pan needs to be replaced. I have a whole new trunk pan that comes with the brackets on it. So to do that, I have to remove this tail panel to be able to slide it in. So before I do that, I've done some bracing. I've braced here to help with any vertical movement. Once I remove the tail panel here, and then underneath I've added this bar here and this bar, and then I've connected them together. And actually, this bar I had done previously because it's connected down to the frame rails down there. So anyway, that's just to keep the framing square when I take everything out, especially the trunk pan. So in my last video I had already shown some of this, and Carrie Lamari had recommended bracing between these two so there's not any spreading or any movement side to side on the rear quarter panels. So I'm going to do that. A little bit of change in plans. I got to looking at it some more, and I decided to go ahead and start cutting out the trunk pan before I took the tail panel out. That way, I talked about that bar I was going to put across here. It's for support. That way I can go ahead and get in here without that bar being in the way. And I cut this out. So before I did all this, I cut this trunk latch bracket out. It was like this, and right here I just took a Dremel with a cutoff tool and cut through there, and then same thing right here and here, and then drilled through the welds here. But anyway, to do this, similar to what I did on the other panels, I got underneath the car and I drilled holes like these up from the bottom, kind of like tracing where I wanted to cut. And then I came up here and used the Sawzall right there and just connected the lines. And the reason I've got it cut out in these funky shapes like this is these under here are the fuel tank brackets or hangers. For whatever reason, my my new one comes with new ones. My new trunk pan comes with those already installed, but I just couldn't bring myself to cut through them across the back. They're still in good shape. I didn't see any rust on them. There is on the top here, but from underneath I didn't see any. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and remove those the rest of the way by cutting out. Oh, sorry about moving around so much here. Using the plug weld cutter on those right there and get this thing off the rest of the way. This actually goes up, this is upside down right now, but I cut the plug welds out, or spot welds, using the spot weld cutter as good as I could. Couldn't really get to it very good because this bracing was in the way. So damaged it a little bit more than I wanted to, but it'll be okay. Let me show you the cross rail. So I damaged it a little bit more than I wanted to, but I think I'll be able to straighten it out on this side also. But once I get the tail panel off back here, I'll be able to get to it better, maybe hammer it and dolly it weld it back up. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for the day. I do want to ask you guys a question. So, the bottom of the car here, leaf springs come all the way back to here. And I've got it on jack stands. And I figured it'd be okay like that while I was taking the trunk pan out. But I do want to ask, before I cut this tail panel out and finish tail panel, I'm going to leave the cross rail that's back behind here that I showed earlier. I'm going to leave that on. But do I need to support the car differently? Like, do I need to set the jack stands up underneath the body up there where that other bracing is? Or is it okay to support all the weight still on the frame rails? So if you guys will let me know on that, I'll wait to hear back anything before I start cutting out this tail panel. I still have to remove this side of the trunk pan. I pretty much just cut it like a center pan all the way around. So I still need to cut all this out. But yeah, if you guys could give me that feedback on the supporting the car. I was just worried about the frame rails being extended way out. And then of course I'll be removing all this tail panel section here. So yeah, just let me know on that, and I appreciate it.